attempting to identify concussion on the sidelines using a patented application called Conquest. This is the cover of Time magazine 2 weeks ago. 16-year-old Chad Stover is playing in the Missouri State High School playoffs for football. And he makes a game-changing tackle in the second quarter. His friends and coaches are saying, that really changed the game for us. But at halftime, Chad seemed a little off. He was a little standoffish, non-energetic. They didn't know what was wrong. And they had no medical personnel or no tool to really assess what is wrong with Chad. He collapsed in the fourth quarter, and he died from traumatic brain injury. These days, we're overwhelmed with stories just like this. As concussion has become a serious problem in the U.S., this injury occurs over 3 million times a year in the U.S. alone, according to the CDC. And athletes diagnosed with this injury decades ago are now coming forward with the long-term consequences associated with what we thought was an acute injury. Due to these now known chronic effects, our legislators have gotten involved, issuing mandatory removal from play regulations or baseline testing. What exactly is a baseline test? What exactly is a concussion evaluation? Current techniques are outdated, and they require a trained medical professional to perform and interpret, which the majority of sporting environments, like the Missouri State High School football playoffs, cannot provide. Cognitive assessment technologies work with neurologists and certified athletic trainers to create a new tool to meet the need of the field. Our trainers said it needs to analyze symptoms, not just document them. They also said it needs to objectively analyze the cornerstones of concussion: memory, balance, and reaction time. A neurologist said it needs to, the eye tracking technology has become really good in the literature, and we need to create a test for that. And finally, athletes need to be assessed anywhere, on the field of play or on the sidelines. And Conquest is our result, and it is better than anything on the market today. Our competitors' Impact is bound to a PC and completely neglects the physical symptoms of concussion. SCAT-3 requires that trained medical professionals to subjectively perform, and eye tracking is too expensive. Conquest received the Phase 1 SBIR to be the very first portable, comprehensive, objective concussion evaluation tool. We created an innovative hand-eye coordination technique to replace that expensive eye tracker. We ported already proven tests on a tablet so you can assess an athlete anywhere at any time. And we created an objective way to measure balance so it can be easily incorporated into any practice today. And we know it will, as over 10 certified athletic trainers are using it on over 250 University of New Mexico athletes today. We didn't just create Conquest for a customer. We created it with our customers. Our first customer is the schools. Regulations now force the accountability and responsibility on them to provide a safer environment for their kids and athletes. Yet 60% of them do not have the ability to supply an athletic trainer at their events. Marketing them will require to target the lead athletic directors and superintendents as they ultimately decide on budgets and equipment that school districts use. And this market is hundreds of millions of dollars, as there's over 35,000 high schools and 2,400 colleges in the U.S. alone. Marketing them will require direct sales, in addition to attending some of the top conferences or teaming with an already athletic distributor such as Morley's Athletic. But creating these tools with athletic trainers for them, while making it easy to interpret and objective, has made us realize there's a whole other market out there. A single user. Regulations now require YAFL football coaches, Pop Warner coaches, the little leagues that our kids are enrolled in today to complete concussion awareness and recognition training. But this method is the single method that is failing us today. They need a better tool to objectively measure the signs of concussion. And with over 30 million kids playing sports in the U.S. today, their coaches need a better tool. And Forbes estimates that over 35% of these kids already have a tablet in their home, so their parents can use this. Also, the single user are the older individual, the guys still enjoying competition. There are thousands of mixed martial artists, adult football, and adult soccer leagues that still have a high risk of concussion associated with them. Friends, family, and loved ones may enjoy cheering them on, but they may also be concerned about the long-term risks of the sport they play. Conquest provides them an objective, accurate analysis of concussion and their recovery. And there are millions of individuals that still play sports today. Marketing to them will require app and media release campaigns, in addition to advertisements in well-placed places such as social media and sporting websites. To buy Conquest, it'll be an annual subscription method. For the multi-user, we have several arms that they can sign up for. A small team is 300 athletes, large team is 800 athletes, and the institutions such as the large Ohio State or maybe even a school district can cover up to 1,200 athletes, all with unlimited concussion evaluations. The single user signs up for an annual subscription, gets an initial baseline, and unlimited concussion evaluations throughout the year. Our competitor doesn't investigate all the signs of concussion, and they even cap the number of concussion evaluations they provide. A better tool, unlimited concussion evaluations, we believe we can come to their market share immediately. But to get Conquest to the market, we have a couple objectives we need to complete. As I mentioned, we're testing a beta version with UNM right now, and we have a couple of changes we intend to make in order to release a new version of Conquest in the middle of 2015. Right now, it's strictly bound to a tablet. We need to create a cloud-based storage for it, as well as creating a smartphone application for it. And then we need to create the marketing material so we can release Conquest version 1 in the middle of 2015. Version 1 will output objective results, but it will not interpret them, which means we do not need FDA clearance for this first version. And that falls in line with our competition. We intend to make a diagnostic version of Conquest as well, a version 2.0. And to do that, we need to perform a thorough clinical trial. And we already have several sites lined up, such as the University of New Mexico, so we can submit to the FDA in the middle of 2016, so that by the end of 2016, we have the very first portable, objective, diagnostic concussion evaluation tool. We're going to change the way concussion evaluations are performed. In year 1, this is an 18-month projection. As I mentioned, we're going to release the Conquest version 1 in the middle of 2015. So version 1 is just for year 1. And we anticipate selling 1,000 multi-user subscriptions, resulting in just over $900,000 in revenue. Year 2 is crucial. That's when the FDA cleared version comes out. And we anticipate selling 3,000 multi-user subscriptions, resulting in just over $3 million in revenue. Year 3, we anticipate $12 million in revenue. And year 4, projections are at $23 million in revenue. Our expenses for that year will be $5 million, indicating our earnings are $18 million in year 4, which sets the stage for a perfect partner exit. Cognitive Assessment Technologies is actually a spin-off from VisionQuest Biomedical. VisionQuest specializes in diabetes care, but we spun off Cognitive Assessment Technologies to make sure that the mission is centrally focused and the personnel working on this know all about concussion and this device. But our experience in creating medical devices with VisionQuest is clear with Cognitive Assessment Technologies. And we already have a beta prototype right now, and we have a utility patent submitted on this idea. The tidal wave is now. 3 kids died playing high school football just last week. The demand is now for an objective tool. And we're demonstrating effectiveness with one, both in user acceptance and testing results. And putting these tests on a tablet means low production costs, leading to a high return on investment. So join us as we attempt to end the subjective evaluation of concussion in sports Take some concussion tests before and after a drink. Thanks for your time.